Welcome back to part 2. We're going to take your stop motion skills to the next level. So if you have a tripod, now is the time to use it. If not, grab a mug and place your phone against the arm of the mug or inside a cup. It's important that your phone remains still during the entirety of your stop motion shoot so that the focus can be on the object that you're animating, versus if you're holding it with your hand, then the background's not going to be in the same place between each shot, and the background's going to be moving and the object's going to be moving, and it's going to look sloppy like your first video. Another tip for creating a seamless stop motion video is moving your object only a little bit between each shot. That way you have many shots from your object moving from one side to the other. If you only had 3 or 4 images, your video would look like this, and when played at a high speed, it's going to be gone in the blink of an eye. Next, I'm going to teach you how to avoid that flickering light look. We're going to use controlled lighting. Although daylight is very beautiful and has a nice, natural, fresh look to it, it's not your best friend while shooting stop motions, unfortunately. And that's because it's not controlled. So let's say you're shooting by a window and there's sun and cloud, and when you start your project, the sun is out. And then by the time you get to the last frame in your project, the sun goes behind the cloud. The exposure is going to change, and then when you play that video back at a high speed, it's going to cause that flickering light look. To avoid that flickering look, I recommend shooting away from a window and using a controlled light. So a controlled light is any lamp that you have in your house, because it's not changing the exposure while you have it on. I'm going to use this IKEA lamp here. If you want to invest in professional video lights, we have links to our favorite Amazon products which you can see in our academy. So we're going to start fresh with a new project. If you're still in the player from the previous project, click the arrow on the top left-hand side and it'll take you to the home screen. Push the big blue plus sign to create a new project. The second factor that can cause that flickering light look is not locking the exposure and the white balance. So first thing we're going to do here is lock those two. They're on the bottom left in the camera like you see here. This is to prevent your camera from auto-exposing as objects move in and out, which will also cause that flicker light. We're going to repeat the same process as before with animating our object. However, this time we have our controlled light source, our white balance and exposure is locked, and our phone is stabilized, so it's either on a tripod or placed against a mug or maybe inside the mug. So take your first photo with the frame completely empty, and then move your object in, take another photo, move the object again a little bit, so on and so forth until it's completely out of frame, and you have your last photo with the frame completely empty. Now let's go to the player and see how much better this project is versus your first one. You can push play to see how the video looks at a slower speed. However, we already know that we're going to want to increase the speed. So go to that speed tab and move it about 3/4 to the right and push play. Wow, check out that difference. Look at the difference between these two videos. The one on the top is shaky and flickery, and the bottom one is smooth and evenly lit. I encourage you to check out our editor, as we have tons of tools in there that can enhance your videos even more. You can adjust the brightness, the contrast, you can add music, and you can even boomerang the video and so much more. Congratulations, you've learned the fundamentals of stop motion creation. To further enhance your skills, check out our academy where we have tons of in-depth tutorials. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at @lifelapse_app, where we post tips, tricks, and tutorials and inspirational videos that our community of over 1 million stop motion creators are making with LifeLapse.